5 reasons why you should invest in Rwanda. Hello Displorers, welcome to yet another interesting video presented to you by Displore. Today we're going to be looking at 5 reasons why you should invest in Rwanda. Rwanda is one of the fast-growing developing countries, full of opportunities. It is among the top countries in Africa that investors visit frequently. Since the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi, GDP of Rwanda has risen from $752 million to $9.5 billion in 2018, and the GDP per capita has grown from $125.5 to $787 during the same period. Due to Rwanda's internationally recognized universal access to healthcare policy called Mutuelle de Santé, life expectancy has risen from 29 years in 1994 to 67 years in 2016. Inflation has fallen from 101% in 1995 to 1.1% in 2018, and Rwanda has jumped over 100 places in the World Bank Doing Business Index, today ranking 38th globally and 2nd in Africa. With a private sector-driven economy, Rwanda is ideal for newcomers seeking to establish their business on the continent, as barriers to entry are almost non-existent. There are many good reasons to start a business in Rwanda, such as good infrastructure, business-friendly environment, and so much more. But before we move on in looking at some of these reasons, if you're new here, welcome! Be sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on the red notification bell so you don't miss out on any of our videos. Number 1. Good infrastructure. The road system in Rwanda has greatly improved in the recent years, with primary roads being well maintained. Rwanda is well linked to neighboring countries such as Uganda, all the way to Kenya. This ensures easy movement of goods from the port of Mombasa into the landlocked country of Rwanda. The Kigali International Airport serves as the country's main gateway for air transport. Rwanda Air, the country's national carrier, is one of the fastest-growing airlines in Africa. This serves for both domestic and international transport. The country has a well-established internet and telecommunication system. The Rwandan government sponsored the establishment of a fiber optic cable project in 2011, which has greatly improved telecommunication services and increased the amount of mobile cellular internet access. The broadband download speeds are also quite high in the country, with availability of 4G light internet access. The fast internet has enabled the country to roll out more banking solutions, which enables customers to access banking services throughout the country, ensuring smooth running of businesses. Most government services can also be accessed through the e-government internet portal, known as Irembo, without necessarily having to travel to the capital city. Number 2. Educated youths. Rwanda is one of the top performing countries in terms of education in the sub-Saharan Africa. 98% of children are enrolled in primary school. The country operates 6-3 and 3-4 education system. This means 6 years in primary school, 3 years in junior secondary school, 3 years in senior secondary school, and 4 years in university bachelor's degree. The Rwandan government has done a great deal in offering education to the youth in order for them to offer a professional workforce for business. This includes the introduction of free education by the government in 2003. The government has also increased the share of the national budget allocated to the education sector. The quality of education is considered reasonably high, with Rwandan university admission being highly competitive, especially in fields like medicine, engineering, law, and pharmacy. Each year, Rwanda's tertiary institutions enroll over 44,000 students in certificate, diploma, undergraduate, and graduate programs. To be eligible for the Rwandan job market, one is required to have a bachelor's degree as the basic academic level. Every business requires skilled professional workers, and this can be readily found among the youths in Rwanda. Number 3. Security and political stability in the country. Remarkable sense of security and stability is the talk of the continent, which makes it attractive and encouraging to invest on its land and economy. Lack of political stability in the country hinders production from taking place, hence there cannot be economic growth. Although Rwanda is an authoritarian regime with little freedom of press, the country has been able to maintain a high degree of political stability and public safety. Paul Kagame, the president of Rwanda, has established a firm personal control over the Rwandan politics, creating the political stability required for economic development. The political stability has created a business-friendly environment and diversified the economy from agricultural to several services and manufacturing sectors. Number 4. Business-friendly environment. According to the World Bank's Doing Business 2020 report, Rwanda was ranked 38 globally and second in Africa for its ease of doing business. This position was earned with consistent and collaborative efforts made by the government to reform the Rwandan business environment for the past 20 years. The country's liberal and reformist policies make it a globally competitive place to do business. It is possible to register a business in Rwanda in less than a day, usually in 6 hours, and for free. The whole process can be done online. Rwanda offers many interesting fiscal and non-fiscal incentives for national and foreign investors. For example, the country has no minimum capital requirements for entry, and newly formed small and medium-sized enterprises are exempt from paying trading license tax for their first 2 years of operation. The government has created the Kigali Special Economic Zone, KISES, in order to increase private sector investments and to develop industrial and non-agricultural sectors. The Kigali Special Economic Zone is located 10 kilometers outside of Kigali and offers direct access to the Central Transport Corridor. It also offers industrial producers access to roads, water, electricity, fiber optic internet, and sewage systems. Number 5. Access to a big market. Despite being the smallest country in East Africa, Rwanda's market is over 12 million people, which make it both substantial and manageable. Rwanda is a hub for rapidly integrating East Africa and offers investors access to markets with over millions of people. Rwanda's high sustainable economic growth with an average annual GDP rate has highly favored domestic and foreign investors with a stable inflation and exchange rate. Rwanda is a direct gateway to other East African markets. It shares borders with Uganda, Burundi, and Tanzania, which are all part of East African Community Market. With the East African Community, EAC, partner states can freely move goods, capital, labor, and workers. The EAC represents a large market of over 125 million people. But the country also has a dynamic consumer base, and there are efforts to develop Rwanda into a medium-income country, which means that Rwanda consumers would have increased spending power. The country may be relatively small in market size, but the demand in certain sectors far outweighs local supply, and that has promoted government to actively seek investors to fill the gap. Great opportunities and huge demand currently exist in housing and real estate, construction, energy, commercial agriculture, and food processing, degradable packaging, lightweight manufacturing, ICT, telecommunications, and business services. With all these, investors won't have a problem investing in Rwanda. There you have it. Those were some of the reasons why you definitely need to invest in Rwanda. So if you were having conflicting feelings whether you should invest in Rwanda or not, we are certain this has helped you make a better decision. If you enjoyed watching our video, please subscribe, like, and also share with your friends.